Welcome along to Premier League predictions round 3. We're here on the Benjamin Bloom Football channel and also on the Blue Monday channel. Let's not stand on ceremony, Mikey. We have the first bonus point of the season involved in your victory. We'll get to that in just a jiffy. Get involved in the comments today. We are predicting the next round of Premier League fixtures at the weekend, round 3. I mean, that's the good news, Mikey. The bad news is you got a bonus point for predicting Man City to beat Ipswich 4-1. You also had Fulham 2, Leicester 1 on the nose. I did have Liverpool 2, Brentford 0, but you've got the win, 10-8. And we need some kind of klaxon or some Noel's house party sound to go off for the bonus point. Welcome and well done.
Thank you, Ben. Yeah, I was at the Etihad on Saturday, and for a few minutes it felt like 4-1 would have definitely flattered us. But then we managed to get all the way to basically the end of the game before conceding the fourth. And my initial reaction was obviously disappointment and frustration, because 3-1 would have been a good result. But then I did remember that you had 3-1 and I had 4-1, which did definitely soften the blow somewhat.
Yeah, you're like, I mean, I've spent all my money and spent all my day travelling up here, but I am going to look really smart on the internet because I predicted the exact result here. Right, let's get into round 3. Just quickly, scores on the doors. So it's 1-1 in the head-to-head. I've got the lead on the points, but we're focusing it on the head-to-head this season. And we are straight in, Mikey, with two teams who are 2 for 2. It's Arsenal versus Brighton.
Yeah, kicking us off, top of the table encounter. Arsenal look really strong, Ben. They haven't made many signings, but they've strengthened in a problem position, which is left back. Arteta's going to decide, I think, between Timber and Calafiori, who plays at left back. And then the other position is left wing. Does he go with Trossard or Martinelli? Trossard scored against Villa, so I think he might get the nod here. Shout out to Raya as well. Incredible saves in that Villa game. Really kept Arsenal in it, and then they were able to run away with it in the second half. Brighton, just going to have to just excuse my ignorance. Like, I wasn't expecting Brighton to start like this at all. But here we are. Great start. But I just worry about Hinshelwood in that left-back position up against Bukayo Saka. So for that reason, I've got Arsenal edging this 2-1.
I'll make the same apology about Brighton. We should learn, really, after the last decade of underestimating Brighton. But they're brilliant. But Arsenal, we've got our narrative, Mikey, of how good are they going to be? Are they going to be able to get to you basically have to get to the Klopp Liverpool level and hope Man City blink twice, maybe. I think they're really good, so I'm also going to go for the win. What was your score again, Mikey? Sorry.
I went 2-1 Arsenal.
2. So you've got both teams to score. I'll go for the shutout then. And I've already I think I had Arsenal 2-0 on the first week, and I think it was a 3-pointer, so I'll do the same again. Arsenal 2, Brighton 0. And I'll move us on to Brentford versus Southampton, which pricks both and Mikey's and my interest as Ipswich fans here, because we probably want both teams to lose this and continue to lose for the entire season. That's not going to happen. Poor start by Southampton, Mikey. So I've got Brentford as favourites here, and you're kind of setting this up as they're planning without Tony. Should we write off Liverpool away and say they had a good start against Palace? No, I think they're going to beat Southampton. Let's go all in. Brentford 2, Saints 1.
Okay, that's really annoying because I've got Brentford 2, Southampton 1 as well.
Scribble.
Okay, I'm going to have to go Brentford 3, Southampton 1 because, yeah, Brentford, as you say, well beaten by Liverpool, but no disgrace. Reasonable start with the win against Palace. Southampton created so many chances at Newcastle, and then Forest at home just didn't create anything. But I'm going to back them to score their first goal of the Premier League season here. But yeah, Brentford to win it 3-1.
Everton v Bournemouth. Mikey, Everton are terrible. They've lost 2, conceded 7 and scored 0. I'm feeling away win vibes, but what you saying?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help when your best player starts throwing goals in as well. Jordan Pickford, what a mistake that was. But Bournemouth 2 draws. That's a decent start for them. They were a little bit unlucky not to beat Newcastle. I just think I think I've done this before. I think I did it last season when Everton or a Sean Dyche team gets hit for quite a few goals. I fully expect them to then get a clean sheet in the next game.
You better done it twice, Mikey.
It's true. I'm going Everton 1, Bournemouth 0 here.
That's bold. So I'll take the open goal, Mikey. I've got to back Bournemouth then, haven't I? I will go, and it will not be fun at Goodison if this is the case. Let's go for Everton to get the goal. Maybe it'll be 2-0 and they'll get a goal back. I'll go for Everton 1, Bournemouth 2, just on the basis of lack of confidence. And Sean Dyche is not wilting in the media, is he either? He's very much saying, well, we've got the money. What do you expect? Well, I'm sure the Everton fans expect a little bit better than 0-7 in the goals for and against column, which means, for God's sake, I'm up first. This happened last week. I think it did as well for Ipswich Town versus Fulham. I'm hoping to be there, Mikey, and I'm hoping more than anything that Ipswich Town are going to get off the mark and get at least their first point of the season. They got the first goal. 2 horrible fixtures to begin with. Maybe Man City away is the hardest fixture of the season. So I'm going to go for something a bit more similar to last year. Lots of goals at Portman Road. Ipswich to get off the mark. Only a point, Mikey. Desmond, Ipswich 2, Fulham 2. Have you got your pen out?
Okay, yeah, I am ready to go here. I'm going Ipswich Town 3, Fulham 2. Because anyone that followed Ipswich last season in the Championship knows that if Ipswich are going to win a game at home, they'll probably win it 3-2. So that's why I'm going for that result. Lots of exciting new players here for you to see, Ben. Calvin Phillips, wait. I know you're really excited to see. Jack Clark as well. Maybe Ogbene from Luton as well. Koulibaly from Napoli. It's an exciting time at Ipswich. I think Fulham can hurt Ipswich in the channels, which is why I've got them scoring twice. But I'm going to go for Ipswich to win this one 3-2.
And that would be a bonus point if Mikey gets that. And he did score one last week.
Blue Monday is proudly brought to you in partnership with our friends at Atwell Solicitors, your ideal legal partner for work on property or business law. Their client care has repeatedly been recognised as outstanding, and they are people-focused with a plain English approach which sets them apart. They have offices in Ipswich, Colchester and London, and to find out more, head to atwells.com.
Difficult one for Leicester, Mikey. They've got Villa, and we are still, you've predicted Saints to lose. You have predicted an Ipswich win, so that would be the first win for the promoted sides. But this is a hard old one for Leicester, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Leicester may be a little bit disappointed to lose that game at Fulham. Like they had their chances.
Which you got Bob on, didn't you?
I did, yeah. But yeah, Villa, despite that defeat against Arsenal, I think they're such a good team away from home. Morgan Rogers has looked really, really good for them. And surely Ollie Watkins is going to start scoring if he keeps getting these chances. I'm going to back him to scoring this one. I'm going Leicester 1, Aston Villa 3.
Interesting, because I was going to go for a 2-goal margin of victory to Villa. So I will go Leicester 0, Villa 2. Just in the comparison, I watched the Spurs game, Mikey. You probably did as well, on the Monday Night Football. And I really like Postecoglou, but I just feel Emery will be a little bit more in control of this and not let it get away. So sorry, Foxes fans, Leicester 0, Villa 2. Forest versus Wolves in the Nuno Espirito Santo derby. Great win for Forest at Southampton. Great start for Forest. They got 4 points. Wolves, who I said would lose 4-2, actually lost 6-2. Did I say they were going to win 4-2? I can't remember. Either way around.
To lose 4-2.
Yeah, either way around, I was closer than I expected to be with a 6-2. So I think I've got back Forest again, given Wolves were leaky. They might batten down the hatches. And if I'm back in a Nuno side, Mikey, it's only ever going to be a 1-0, isn't it? So, predictably, it's an open goal, but they all count. Forest 1, Wolves 0. And people think I hate Wolves. Wolves are a great club, and Steve Bull's one of my favourite players of all time. I've just predicted them to lose. I don't hate them. Mikey.
Yeah, I think I've gone for 1-1. I think it might be a little bit like the Sean Dyche thing where Gary O'Neill gets them on the training ground this week and just says, look, we've got to be tighter at the back, and this is how we shut off the runs down the channels, because so many of those Chelsea goals were very similar on Sunday. It was an open game though, and Wolves, to be fair, they've definitely got a goal threat. I'm going for that reaction. I'm going for the 1-1.
West Ham versus Manchester City. Can we predict we're up to about now 500, our 500th Man City win in a row on here? But West Ham did get off the mark at Palace, which we didn't expect, Mikey.
No, we didn't. And I don't think West Ham would have expected it after the first half. But they scored 2 really good counter-attacking goals, which bodes well for a game.
That's very David Moyes, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But we saw Ipswich score a counter-attack goal against Manchester City. I think West Ham might manage to do the same in this game. I could see them scoring here with the firepower that they've got. Manchester City, though, haven't lost. They've never lost at the London Stadium in the league. You have to go back to 2014 for their last defeat at West Ham. So I'm going West Ham 1, Manchester City 3.
Yeah, I'm somewhere around there. I reckon they'll get the shutout, Mikey, and it's so boring, isn't it? So I will chalk off the West Ham goal from your scoreline, and I'm going to go West Ham 0, Manchester City 3. But we do both have the Arsenal winning, so I don't know. Maybe they'll both get 95 points this season. Although that happened with Klopp and Guardiola, didn't it? That one season. So there you go. It's Chelsea versus Crystal Palace, and I think we're going to flip over the course of 3 weeks here, because we were very high on Palace and they've started really badly. And all of a sudden, Chelsea started scoring, looking very deadly up top with Cole Palmer particularly. So I'm going to back Chelsea, that'd be a horrible start for Palace, wouldn't it?
3 defeats.
Yeah, let's go both teams to score as well then, Mikey. Chelsea 2, Palace 1.
Okay, yeah, I've written down Chelsea 2, Palace 1. So I'm gonna make this one Chelsea 3, Palace 2. I could see goals in this one. Chelsea is still absolute chaos, aren't they? But they've got Cole Palmer playing in the 10, and they've got Madueke on the right, and maybe Pedro Neto off the left. A lot of danger there. Palace fans, if they're watching, won't be disappointed to see me backing against them, because I've backed them to win twice and they've lost both of them.
Tremendous stuff. Newcastle versus Spurs. I'm not entirely sure what to make of these two after the first game. Probably a little bit higher on Spurs, Mikey.
This fixture evokes recent memories of Newcastle absolutely thumping Tottenham, though. They've won the last 2, 6-1 and 4-1. They've both got 4 points each, which you'd probably say is a pass start. Maybe both would have liked 6 with the teams that they're playing against, but they've avoided defeat in those 2 games. I think, this is the one where you have to stand up and show if you're serious. And so obviously I'm just going to go through the middle, Ben. I imagine you've probably got this written down as well. I'm going for the Desmond 2-2 here. Newcastle 2, Tottenham 2.
I may or may not have had that written down. I've gone in hard on Spurs then, Mikey. So be a really bad start for Newcastle. Newcastle probably should have lost at Bournemouth. Got a bit lucky with that disallowed goal right at the end. So let's back Spurs and both teams to score. You've gone Desmond. I can't go 3-2. That would be too much, wouldn't it? It would be a bonus point. It would be sensational as well. Go on. Newcastle 2, Spurs 3 in the Jermaine Genius derby. We'll give him a mention this week of all weeks. Here's your hyper super mega Sunday. Manchester United versus Liverpool.
Paul Ince derby.
Oh, there's so many Paul Ince derbies, aren't they? That's tremendous. I can't go against Liverpool, can I? The only thing is that Manchester United, it seems to be really noisy and really intense in there when Liverpool go there, doesn't it? I don't know. I just think we're still in peak Mo Salah era, aren't we? And I think he'll score in there. He always scores there, doesn't he? I think he scores everywhere, but I think he'll score in their win. Let's go for a shutout as well. Actually, it'll be a third straight 2-0 win. I like that. I like that narrative. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 2, and perfect start for Liverpool and 2-0, 2-0, 2-0.
Okay, I'm going for Manchester United 1, Liverpool 1. Not quite brave enough to go for the United win. That would just be a bit weird because it looks like they're still searching for something. They're definitely dangerous. They were a little bit unlucky to lose against Brighton with the disallowed goal. They'll look to frustrate Liverpool and counter-attack. And I think they're capable of doing that, which is why I've gone for the draw.
There we go. That is our slate of predictions for the week. If you go in the description down there, you can copy and paste and stick your own predictions in the comments. And Mikey, I guess we just want to say thank you because we've been doing this a while and really, really great support last week for the show, Mikey. So last word from you.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who tuned in across the Benjamin Bloom and the Blue Monday channel. Really good to see so many people watching and also getting their predictions in. And yeah, I mean, you can criticize our predictions or you can get yours in.
There you go. That is the decision. Do the right thing. Get in the comments with your predictions. We'll see you next week. No, we won't. We'll see you the following week because there's an international break coming up. So yeah, you can do a bit of revision over the fortnight and we will see you then.